Good morning, afternoon, and evening. Welcome back to the Liberal Artist Podcast. I'm your host, Bodio, and with me I have Kaylie Horowitz.
Hi.
And Andy Gibby Gibson.
I had an entire speech written for this that was going to go on for about 50 minutes long.
Yeah.
And that would be the entirety of the podcast episode.
So where is it?
But my dog ate my homework, so what are you going to do?
You don't have a dog.
the listeners don't know that.
He's lying.
Get his ass! No.
My name's not even Gibby at all.
It legally isn't. Y'all, 100 episodes.
100.
Jeezy Pete's. The centennial, man. We made it.
We are past the double digits.
Do we have nothing better to do?
Apparently not.
Really not. Yippee!
We did it.
We did it, man.
We did it. The three of us did it. Occasionally other people too.
Every once in a while.
I was to say we should have a not in memoriam, but like
No.
like here and to thank those who helped us
Sarge.
along the way. Like pan over special thanks at the Oscars.
Sorry to our friends who have been on the podcast. You all died, and we just weren't aware of it.
Also, how would we represent that in audio format?
I don't know. That's
Sign
the
language.
thing. Morse code.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop.
That's just SOS.
I mean, I think it should be an SOS if every guest we've had on here is dead all of a sudden.
No,
They're fine.
I just don't know other than like, and here's this special thanks, which sounds silly versus like a catalog of all of our comrades who have come on the pod and spoken with us about nonsense and other things that are less nonsensical.
Yeah, we're going to have all of them start a podcast together. They don't have a choice. It's the spin-off. You know what? It's the reaction show. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be like how The Walking Dead used to have a show after the show that was like a talk show. So we're just going to force like Tori, Geneva, and Ian to all start
And Norman
their own.
Reedus.
They would have a great podcast together.
They
Are you
would.
kidding me?
It would be really, really good. And
That would be great.
it would be mixed and edited by superfan Katie Carter.
Oh my God, stop.
And that would be the extent of the casting, because I think that's everybody that's ever been on or mentioned on the show before.
I think so.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
It's cool. Thank you all for getting this far, man.
Yeah. I was saying, if you want episode 150 to be the exclusive Geneva Tori Ian pod episode,
We'll have to make some phone calls.
You've got to tell us that you want it. Give us your social media parasocial support, goddammit.
So essentially, you're promising that in roughly 2 to 3 years, this will occur.
Yeah.
They don't need to know that's how long it'll take.
Only if they ask for it.
Exactly.
The onus is on them, not us.
Exactly. It's a call to action.
Yeah.
There's just one guy at home with the little Ian flags that he's waving around right now.
That's crazy.
Let your Ian flag fly, baby.
Lord.
I don't think I have enough space in my house.
Oh,
What?
man.
It's a big ass flag.
Regardless, not to get too sappy for too long and do a Markiplier, I'm crying every time I hit a milestone.
Does he do that?
Oh yeah, every time
Yeah.
he like gets 100 more people, he's like, "Thank you guys so much. This is the greatest thing that's ever happened."
He's
to me."
become jaded by the world and in turn less weepy publicly, although I'm pretty sure he still is deep down to the core.
Shout outs to Markiplier. I've never watched one of your videos.
Anyways, thank you both for taking this crazy journey with me. I'll sign your yearbooks once those all get delivered. And
Tags.
they will just say keep in touch. Nothing
Yeah.
more personalized than that.
This was great. Keep in touch. Hags. Bye.
I think in my high school yearbook for the folks who I signed their yearbooks, and I was like, we're never gonna see each other again. I think I just wrote like, it's been real. That's it.
There's two types of
Legendary.
yearbook signers. There's that, And then there's who I was, where it was just like, here goes like an entire 3-paragraph with a thesis statement.
Oh my god, those types.
Dude.
It's like I have to write something meaningful. They're never going to look at this again.
There were like 10 people that I did that for in high school, and then like another 5 that were like, you here's your parking spot. I've drawn this out in my book. This is for you. But like
I keep forgetting you graduated with like 5 people.
Yeah. No, but like that's the thing. There were not a lot of people that's like, yeah, everyone gets to write 3 paragraphs, because I don't need that. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope it's good.
The best part was like signing with a Sharpie and forgetting to let it dry. So you smash the book together, go, oh shit, and it's just a big blurry mess.
We had those fancy pages at Auburn High, the like I don't know if you call it acrylic, vinyl, whatever, gloss.
The glossy.
Yeah.
I was an editor-in-chief of my yearbook.
Geek.
Yeah, okay.
She shows up with like the little press hat.
Listen, I may or may not have turned one of my trilbies into one of those for youth and government when I was on the press corps. Okay.
I'm not even gonna front. I was a fedora kid at one point. I had that phase.
All right. If we're all being honest, all of a sudden.
Yeah, this is episode 100. It's honesty hour. Surprise.
I thought that in order to play the bass and be good at it, you did in fact have to have like a cool bass guy hat. So
hold on.
So you took Alex Horn's hat, right?
Alex Horn, who stole my hat. Shout outs to Alex Horn. Love that dude.
Shout outs to Alex Horn. I think about you a lot for reasons that I'm still not fully clear on. Thanks for teaching me how to play the bass right.
Okay.
Not upright, just play the bass right.
Correctly. He was and is very good at bass. I would shout out his band if I remembered what it was. Shout out to Alex Horn.
God. Okay, so now we have the musical accompaniment for the spin-off podcast. Understood.
Yes.
What are we doing?
Excellent. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Suffice to say, I did own a black like fedora or trilby, I don't know which it was, with like this like kind of light blue like trim around it, and I put that picture as my Facebook profile picture because I thought I looked very cool. And for like 16-year-old standards of coolness, it was not terrible, I must say.
Could be worse.
I was like
6
wearing
out of 10.
that hat and all black with my bass guitar while playing for the show choir band, and I was just like, this is the top, baby. It's all downhill from here.
I was singing in that band at the time.
Oh my gosh. Wild.
Yeah. Or not in that band. I was singing in that show choir at the time.
Man, and having to do the quick changes on the side.
Dude, it was my senior year of high school. And I had done show choir band before, the year before, my junior year.
Yeah.
And I got approached by a lot of the guys in show choir. They're like, hey, we found out you could sing, you need to do show choir. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Sure.
All right, bet.
And then I also got approached by the coach of the wrestling team. He was like, hey, we need more guys. And I know, so you need to wrestle. And I was like, hold on. I either grapple with other men in a onesies or I get to sing and dance and quick change with the prettiest women I know who are willing to talk to me.
I've seen a movie about this. I'm certain of it. Except I think it was basketball or baseball.
I'm not Zac Efron pretty, but I appreciate the comparison.
Did you ever get on the ride and wanna get off?
Can you imagine having to do like a get your head in the game, but it's with high school wrestling instead of basketball?
Ow!
Oh,
So
my God.
you're just like slamming your head like against the mat, just like get your head in the game.
I just need I need Bo to do his own bet on it at the fucking Marriott golf course in Auburn.
Robert Trent Jones. All the golfers are just like, what the fuck's going on right
Like, who
now?
is this?
Bet
Who
on
is
it,
this
bet
man?
on it, bet on it.
You're just like, I'm from Opelika, none of you are. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Kaylie, did you have a story that you need
I
to share?
I did know as we're traveling down like memory lane of
Yeah.
nerdy and cringy shit we used to do. I did nerdy and cringy shit literally yesterday, and I've never felt more alive.
If what you're about to talk about had been available for consumption when you were high school age, you would have been the most annoying person on the of the face of the planet.
I would have been insufferable.
I let Vizzy pop on this podcast once, and now she won't go away. Tell us about Has-Been Hotel Live.
I'm in my own Hellaverse addiction right now, and probably for the foreseeable future. Has-Been Hotel to promote season 2 coming out October 29th. Has been like live on Broadway, one night concert. Those tickets were all lottery based, and by some miracle, I got lottery tickets. I got free tickets to a Broadway concert, like at 10 o'clock on Wednesday. Like this was from recording about a week ago. That they did it was a tight timeline. It was okay, we fill out this form earlier towards the beginning of October. We don't know when these seats are going to get released. But yeah, as of recording, beginning of last week, people got notifications, and I was like, oh well, I don't have anything. Oh well. Get to the middle of the week at like 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. It's like, hey, you got seats. Like, oh shit. I just sort of threw that thought to the wilderness and, we'll see what happened. And now I've girl bossed too close to the sun. I have signed up for this under the cosplay fan category. And now I got to get my happy ass from West New York to New York City.
There were cosplay fan categories.
Yes. So that's the thing. This concert will be available for streaming on Amazon Prime after the completion
no free ads.
But so it was a recorded event. This is going to be posted online, and so as part of that sort of fan celebration, they were really encouraging attendees to come and cosplay.
Sure.
And so I packed up my car with my newly revitalized Charlie Morningstar cosplay that I made, I'd put together in 2019 when the pilot dropped, and I have not worn her since until this very moment for this concert. So I threw that in my car, threw the wig in my car, packed a purse because I could only take a small bag into the theater with all the makeup that I needed. So I needed to make sure it would all fit in a tiny little bag. Drove 6 hours across the state, took the train into New York City because I refused to drive in Manhattan.
Coward.
And did my a sort of cross between a French court sort of the white powder face and drawn on features, mixed between that and clown makeup is how I do Charlie. Did that on the train. Ended up sitting next to an actor who was working on, just script notes and things like that. That's okay, you understand at least. I am swallowing so much pride right now to just not feel embarrassed about having to do this because I literally have no time.
Do you really think this is the most unhinged thing that happened on the subway that day?
That's the thing. I'm I am not the most embarrassing or unhinged thing to have been on public transportation today. I am quietly sitting in the corner, painting my face sheet white. That's all. But yeah, hour on the train, got to Grand Central Station, ran to the restroom, finished getting dressed with an actual mirror, and hauled ass to the Majestic Theater. And I went with a friend who works on Broadway. He does music direction and plays keyboard, all this shit. He's never seen Has-Been Hotel.
Man, that must have been an experience.
So exactly. I'm we are standing in a sea of cosplayers and just, it feels like a convention. That's what I'm this feels like one of the nerdiest, cringiest things I've done. We are all full in cosplay like it's a goddamn convention, but it is a Broadway theater. We're seated towards the back, but at least we were on the ground floor at the back and not up in the balcony. So I'm I will count my blessings here. Nobody walked past us, which I was a little sad by, but they had actors coming out of all different places in this theater. They did a couple different songs from season 1. We got songs from season 2
Ooh,
that are just
exciting.
like, oh, okay. And we got to see the first, like, both episodes 1 and 2 full episodes.
Oh yeah.
So we were the premiere audience.
this is way convention.
That's the thing. I was like, this is so like panel at San Diego Comic-Con. And then here comes Christian Borle, one of the most like acclaimed like contemporary Broadway like male performers, singers. Here's him, and here's Jeremy Jordan.
There you go.
Like singing. They are here. They are 30 feet away from me.
Oh yeah.
Ha!
This puts a lot of context to the other day. We were having a conversation, and every few minutes you'd be like, I can't mess with my phone because my hands are sticky from my wig. And I was like,
Yeah.
fucking wash your goddamn hands.
I had to detangle the wig that I have not touched since like 2019, 2020. But then
That's
my
awesome.
dumb ass also went, and I'm gonna drive home because I refused to pay for a hotel. And took a couple rest stops along the way to just like snooze
you
30
did.
minutes at a time
Oh my
in
God.
rest stops across central New York. But I'm back and I'm in one piece.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah.
You thought that it was a more reasonable thing to stop for 30 minutes at a time and nap instead of just like a shoebox hotel or anything? That I'm sorry.
No, I feel I'm on her side.
Okay.
Fuck that.
See, because I had to stop for gas on the way back.
Sure.
And it was by that point 4:00 in the morning, and I'm like halfway. And I'm like, I could go and stay at like the Red Roof Inn or whatever else. It's like $80. But realistically, if I get in and can even check in and get a room and do all that, I am going to fall asleep in a real bed. And I am going to not want to get up in a reasonable amount of time to continue this drive. If I go up another, 30 miles up to the next like rest stop, like here's New York State rest stop, whatever area, and just park my car in a corner and like sleep in my car for an hour and set an alarm, I will have been rested and then go, fuck no, I don't want to go back to sleep. I'm sleeping in my car. I want to go home and lay in my bed.
grab
Big
a handful
brain.
of check. Yeah, grab a handful of Chex Mix and some Gatorade.
Exactly.
You're on the road. Y'all want to
Just make
do
sure
the
you
actual?
lock your doors.
Yeah, of course. Y'all want to do the y'all want to have a real topic?
Yeah.
Yep. Before we dive in too deep and reveal the cringiest parts of ourselves that must
Or we
remain.
summon Vizzy
locked
Pop
away.
herself.
Vivian.
Um, okay. So it's episode 100.
Yeah.
So we thought, why don't we look at media from 100 years ago? Do you notice a theme yet? I have been thinking a lot about pop music recently.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I saw dress has been weird, right? Zendaya was like in a zoot suit or something like a "Is You Is" or "Is You Ain't My Baby" type fit.
Is it the weird hat? Is that
Yeah, the weird
fit?
hat with the squared
like,
shoulders.
The bowler
Yeah.
hat, but not.
Yeah. She was doing that.
That picture became a meme for a good 2 weeks, and I thought that was like an older photo. I didn't realize
it's
that was
recent.
like, oh, you just wore that, girl.
Sabrina Carpenter had a fit that was like 1920s at the
Mhm.
beach in New York type beat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Taylor Swift made one bad album and the world is shocked.
She set feminism back 100 years.
1,000 years by how they talk about it. Not allowed to talk about your boyfriend's dick, apparently. But I wanted to, specifically for this episode, look back as like at pop music
Mhm.
from 100 years ago. Specifically because that's about the time when we actually started recording and selling
Mhm.
records.
Okay.
1924, 1925 is when we had a lot of the first recordings ever happen and be sold. The big question I wanted to ask when I was going into it was, hey, have they started letting black people make music yet? And the answer is an obvious, resounding no, because it's all really bad.
Yeah.
But
Who could have guessed?
Who could? Yeah. Who would have imagined? I would have, right? Because we see depictions of the 1920s, right? Like, and it's on some like Great Gatsby type shit, right?
Yeah.
A lot of big band suited up, kind of stuff, right?
That's the thing that I would have thought, that it would have been, like black musicians making the music and then white people just stealing it and being like, I have access to this fancy recording technology and you don't.
Yeah, kind of. On some Frank Sinatra shit, man.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is, when you go back, I went back and looked at the top 5 selling records from 1925 specifically. And it's very interesting that music basically between the 20s and the 40s was static. A lot of the songs that became popular and were recorded in the 20s, it's almost like 2 world wars happened.
What?
Who would have guessed?
Crazy. No.
But a lot of the songs that were very popular in 1925 were re-recorded several times. A lot of times, like in the 40s and the 50s, Frank Sinatra did a couple of re-recordings.
Makes a lot of sense.
And just like reiterated on basically until like the 50s and 60s when like disco started to show up.
Yeah, the timeline makes a lot of sense because you got, big band stuff going on, and then you've got, the 1940s that's still going on with like Glenn Miller, Benny Goodman, everybody like that. Yeah, that lines up.
I will save you all the trouble because again, a lot of this shit is not good. The tracks I listened to, I just went to Wikipedia and looked at the best-selling records. The tracks I listened to is I'll See You in My Dreams by Isham Jones. Yes Sir, That's My Baby by Gene Austin. They were really bad at naming songs back then. Sweet Georgia Brown by Ben Burney and his Hotel Roosevelt Orchestra.
Nice.
That is
Brevity didn't exist in the 1920s.
Nah.
And then The Prisoner's Song by Vernon Dalhart. So 4 of these, correction, that was 4. There was also If You Knew Susie, brackets, Like I Knew Susie by Eddie Cantor.
If you knew Susie. Well,
yeah, like you think you think it's gonna be fun, and then it's just some old motherfucker like, and
that was surprisingly good of like an impersonation of what every microphone from 1925 sounded.
Everything sounded like a tin can because it was.
It was.
Like they're singing into like a phonograph practically, and then it sounds even worse coming out. So it's just like. And then you realize it's skipping.
But again, I think the interesting thing about this music, because it got re-recorded, is how weirdly immortal it has proved.
Okay,
proven to be rather.
Ho-ho.
This is definitely the best song. Sweet Georgia Brown by Ben Burney.
The only song that will have ever played that won't get us flagged for copyright.
Yeah, boy.
I mean, it's 100 years, baby.
Oh, the foxtrot.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this definitely sounds like some like Looney Tunes like underscore music for some little guy who's up to something,
Oh my gosh, it's the Harlem Globetrotters song.
My dude got it in one. Got it in one.
No,
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I always forget like what this song actually sounds like. It's like somebody says like, oh, the 1812 Overture, and you're like, what's that? And it's like the Cannon song. Oh, duh.
What a great pull. Wow.
It was recorded first in 1925, re-recorded in 1949, and then it became the theme songs of the Harlem Globetrotters in 1952.
That is
fucking
crazy.
wild.
I also had no idea that the Globetrotters started in the 50s. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? They've been around for a minute. They got Lady Trotters now. I love the Harlem Globetrotters. They're so sick.
Special crossover episode of the Harlem Globetrotters versus the Savannah Bananas.
Oh my god.
We're not even playing the same sport, and that's what makes it fun.
I wasn't ready for the Savannah Bananas. I'll be honest.
Honestly, I think there's an entire episode to be made about fake sports teams.
Yes.
But like we'll leave the Globetrotters for another day.
What are you talking about? Minor league baseball is so real. Oh my god.
Yo.
Banana ball is not a real sport. I'm sorry.
Banana ball can't hurt you. It's not real.
Anyways, Sweet Georgia Brown.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's my contribution to our centennial.
I'm curious in your music research, because I think one of the things I kind of encountered, and I don't know if this is more like into the 30s, once we've gotten better at the recording technology, but also the, hey, there's a depression and like, bad times make for good art.
Yeah.
But
Was there recession music back then?
well, not just that, but like, were there in that question of pop music, those sort of just like, oh, that was a very surprisingly sexual innuendo or reference, despite everything sounding so old-timey, and surely that couldn't be what you meant, and yet you're gaily teasing at this idea of something else here.
Not in 1925. Shit was pretty dope in the U.S. in 1925. Like, I think we were doing okay at the time.
We didn't have, legal alcohol, but aside from that, yeah.
Aside from that,
things
people were chilling. I mean, we didn't have legal alcohol. We definitely had alcohol.
Oh yeah.
You fucking betcha.
I don't know why that killed me.
I think the thing that people forget about sometimes when we analyze media is that everybody's been horny forever. Like,
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it listening to these songs. The interesting thing is, number one, they were like really PC.
Yeah.
100 years worth of sensibilities nuked and internet porn probably have changed my mental on it. But these songs are really lyric light.
Yeah.
The only ones that really had a lot of lyrics were the Prisoner song and If You Knew Susie, like in brackets, like I knew Susie.
If you knew Susie like I knew Susie.
But that
you'd
song's
know
like not
Susie.
that song's not sexual in the slightest. It's a lot of like I want to call it like the precursor to the crooners, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
the crooners just like re-recorded a lot of these songs. So
The
it's just like
standards.
a lot of like on some girl next door shit. Oh, Betty next door with the blue hair and the blue eyes. Won't you be my baby or shit like that?
Is
right?
you is or is you ain't my baby.
That's black people though.
I know,
It's
but
not
Tom
that
and
good.
Jerry made it so cool. God.
But yeah, man. That is my
Hell yeah.
contribution into the bucket.
Throw that gramophone in the bucket. Let's go.
Editor Gibby,
Please
play the
don't
sound,
throw that.
Play the sound of a gramophone being thrown into a bucket.
Please don't throw that. It's an antique.
Fucking spike that shit. Who's next?
I'll go on this one.
Okay, I was to say I can or you can. Do you want to save the best for last, or do you want me to save the best for last? I don't know whose is better.
You might have. You might be cooking something, but
I don't know if I am.
Okay.
I went into the kitchen with one idea, opened the pantry, and went, oh fuck.
There's not even a pack of like spaghetti in there. You're saying?
I have no measuring cups, no pots, no water.
I have half a jar of tomato sauce, but I only have 4 stray pasta noodles that fell out of the box.
Wow, look at this guy. He's got tomato sauce and not just the paste. Somebody's living large. All right.
She's also not a guy.
Yeah, you have already like destroyed your own contribution. So why don't you go? Because that would be an awful way to end it. To be like, here's our third piece. Here's like Act 3.
Wet
I'm doing
red
my
noodles.
part. I'm doing my part. I didn't do shit. No, So I will start at least with one like local facet fun fact. That it is locally in
Local
Buffalo.
to Buffalo. Yeah.
It is the 100-year anniversary of the Shays Theater. So our sort of flagship theater, like I think, 500-seat venue. Like again, massive balcony seating. Like your big performing house. This is where all of our Broadway tours come in through. This is Shay's centennial anniversary, and one of my favorite spots downtown is our theater district whiskey bar called Matinee. The guys who run that hit up a distillery and they went, "We've got an idea for a whiskey, but hear us out. To celebrate the theater's 100th birthday, can we make a whiskey that like ferments, like sits in its barrels and ferments for how long it needs to in the orchestra pit?" This was an experiment to see, do the vibrations of music and performance, does that do anything as it's aging and curing and all that? Interesting. And so I was just like, this is such a fun, great, like a little nonsensical, but like such a fun question for arts and, you know, the art of alcohol making as well as like in the theater space, that I'm just like, hell yeah.
They're going to open up that cask and like an amorphous Looney Tunes character is going to come out playing Is You Is.
That's the thing. I bought a bottle. I still have not opened it yet.
Hell yeah.
But I'm just sort of like, I'm so curious to know how this is going to taste, or if I'm just going to be
like show tunes.
It's whiskey. You know? That is That's not awesome. My contribution, but something I'm just like, no, this is fun and more people should know about this. Related to theater though, because I was thinking of like old theaters. You know, the turn of the century was a sort of big point. A lot of our historic theaters that we have today, some of them are older than 100 years, but most of them are basically coming into 100-year anniversaries. And you sort of go, God, yeah, what did we do with all these for all this time? Sometimes we turned them into movie theaters. Sometimes we watched wrestling. We had circus. We had vaudeville. We had a lot of changes in theater happen, and then just in the States, in America. And yet there's one piece that persists, and I think funny enough, I don't know the dates that it had as like theatrical production, but it had a film production in 1925, and I tolerate the contemporary one. I think this one has funnier shots and like reaction faces, but I still don't like it.
What is
it?
You
know it, you love it. The Phantom of the Opera.
Boo!
Oh no. Kaylie.
Oh no!
Kaylie. This can't be happening. There was a part of my mind where I thought maybe we should all talk about and see what we're all gonna talk about, but I was like, no, it's good to have an organic surprise whenever we're talking about media, to be like, that's such an interesting thing to talk about. Oh my god, I should have gone first.
Because I had the same thought of like, should I ask Gibby what he watched?
Gibby thought he was cooking, comes out with a tray, pulls out the top. It's the 3 wet noodles Kaylie forgot.
I can't fucking believe this right now. I can, because there's only so many movies that have survived since 1925. All right, you and I can tag team this one, I guess.
Yeah. I was gonna say again, and I do default to you because it is a film, and I've skimmed like through sort of the Wikipedia history and the sort of accolades of it.
Oh
like,
my god,
shit,
the
I feel like
episode's
some
ruined.
Of it.
We don't have preps anymore.
I think my ribs just flew to 21, 25.
As soon as you started saying like this film from 1925, I was like, uh-oh. And then you said, I don't like the contemporary version. Uh-oh. I was just like, there's no fucking way. Please tell me she's talking about like one of the other 1925 movies that happens to have a contemporary adaptation to it.
So Phantom of the Opera.
Okay.
So the Phantom. Not the 2004 movie, not the 90 whatever mega musical.
Yeah.
But the 1925 film based
Silent
on
film.
Yep.
Yeah. Phantom of the Opera as a silent film. Let that sink in.
Sing for me.
Well, like people forget that originally the Phantom of the Opera was
crazy.
like a book, and I think wasn't it like a serialized like novel or like it was in like magazines, everything like
basically,
that?
Like again, that's sort of we were doing this in the Victorian age. Conan Doyle, Charles Dickens, they're getting paid by the chapter or the word, so they're running that as long as they can.
Gaston Leroux, he essentially created a mystery around a real life event where the like chandelier fell like at the Paris Opera House and killed / injured people, and he ran with that idea and said, what if somebody purposefully triggered it to
spooky ghost?
And it went from there where it's like he's telling the story like, but he's presenting it as like the news. So that later becomes a movie. Like the musical is like technically like 60 years later, even though there was a different Phantom of the Opera musical that came before that nobody cares about or remembers.
Nope.
So like for a very long time for its existence and through like remakes and everything, it was like a scary mystery movie. Like musicals were a far off thought from like everybody's mind.
We still had not really arrived at even what we would call the modern ancestor of the American musical. We're still a ways away.
So anyways, to say it's a lot closer to like some of its contemporaries like Nosferatu than to a musical.
Which one?
You know which one.
The one in SpongeBob.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that was a callback, dear listener.
I'll give you I'll give you some of my thoughts on it, and then you can give me some of your thoughts on it. This is oddly where I think so many of our horror movies like take the original recipe from. Like,
what do you mean?
There's so many like elements of the horror genre that have gone on. The way that like it plays with what's in the picture, despite the fact that the camera is often static because you are just like placed there. Here's a scene that's going to play out almost like on stage for like 30 to 90 seconds or so. But what they do with the space, I think, is like carried on in future generations. For example, your opening shot after the title sequence, you have somebody underneath the Paris Opera House that's like going around and getting everything prepped for the show. Meanwhile, you see the long shadow of the Phantom crawling across the walls. And it's like, who is that? What's going on? I can't tell you. Why'd I get a transatlantic accent all of a sudden? This is how I imagine 1925 audiences might have been like. But like, it's there. It's gone. And then you get a little bit more look around what's going on in the room. And there it is again. The way that it plays with like surprise, expectation, things like that, I think is reflected a lot in everything that follows. Because it's kind of, for American audiences, one of the first monster movies. Like, Lon Chaney was very famous for portraying scary monsters who have like early prosthetic makeup and everything going on. And
is that one of the actors?
Yes, he plays the Phantom.
He's That's the other. This is my just beef with the Phantom of the Opera. scary man living in the catacombs under the Paris Opera House who kidnaps or not, like grooms, basically convinces Christine, hey, I'm the angel of music. You should do my bidding. I'm just a dude.
I'll make you a star, baby.
And his name is fucking Eric.
It's what it is.
I mean, he wasn't always
with
a little
with
gremlin.
a K. Like,
yeah, like I know. Like I understand.
Andrew Lloyd couldn't fix it. I don't like Andrew Lloyd Webber on a good day, but he couldn't fix it.
Kaylie's mad because motherfucker's name's Rick. Like, leave him alone. He didn't pick that.
Not Rick.
So anyway,
but to your point on the prosthetics, didn't he also play like Quasimodo or something in like a film like Hunchback, and that's why they wanted to get him in this role as like, you've already done this.
I can't remember which one came first, but like one begets the other, which is way too fancy of a way to say things. But I read all of the like different, dialogue interstitials that all sound like that. Where just like, bequeath yourself to me, fair maiden. I'm overdoing it, but you get the idea.
A little, but yeah.
But what you have is a structure that is seen in so many other monster movies later on, in that you get to see like snippets of this guy. You see him in shadow. You see him like halfway there, and then finally you get to see like him with the mask, but that's obviously like not the full reveal.
Right.
And finally, when Christine rips off the mask, people in 1925 would have lost their fucking marbles over this, because it is like a good scary prosthetic for the time.
Yeah. Well, apparently there were reports that, like, again, people did have like either if they fainted in theaters or they puked because it was so ugly looking. Like,
again, to Bo's point of just like, he's just a guy.
Right.
He's just a dude.
He's literally just a guy.
Yeah.
Get him with
Leave
your
Rick
car.
But you do have like that structure of like, you've awakened the beast, and now you're going to feel the wrath. And the rest of the movie like goes from, I'm just a nice guy, I'm just looking for a nice girl, to like, fuck you, slut, I'm gonna kill your boyfriend. So it's he's the original incel.
Truly. No, like, again, it's why even when we've tried to, and this is less on like this movie and more just like Phantom of the Opera as it persists through the 20th century, we try to save it. There's something so like, it's the Twilight thing. It's the consensual, non-consensual thing.
I can fix him type beat.
Where it's that like, he's so dark and mysterious, and this isn't good for me, but there's something about him.
It's kind of the original
I just
one.
don't. Right. Like that. I'm trying to think of another before this that like really held the public's attention
Wuthering
in a
Heights?
meaningful way. And I can't really think of anything, because again, Nosferatu, like, that's the monster. You don't want to fuck with that. She kind of is back and forth between Raoul, where she's like, I am pursuing my career in the opera. I can't marry you.
Yeah.
And then all this shit goes down with her and the Phantom. And at first she is very like, okay, actually, maybe I am in trouble. Actually, maybe I'm fine. Maybe I'm okay. Oh, no, this is bad. This is actually really bad for me. Raoul, help.
Yeah.
Wuthering Heights the book came out in the 1800s, right?
This is the difference I'll add on for that. They give the monster pathos, but also like kind of make him a Mary Sue too, because
what do you mean?
A little.
Because he's good at everything. He not only has like engineered his entire lair to have like booby traps and torture chambers with secret entrances and exits, but also like he's an incredible composer and a master assassin. So
he's Batman.
Yeah, honestly, he like is hanging from like a statue at one point, like Batman on a gargoyle, while he's wearing a Red Death costume, like for the masquerade. It's extremely Batman.
The thing I very much enjoy about the way this one is filmed, though, is these reaction shots, these moments where we get the character expressions. Because again, like watching Nosferatu, which was like not even 5 years earlier. Like I feel like we're not always getting to see the actors.
Yeah.
Like there's always movement. There's very few moments of stillness or moments where the camera is kind of close enough to actually see what's happening on their faces.
Yeah.
And we get some great kind of like the cinematography where we are like it's like we're pasted to the wall. We are seeing the whole room. We're seeing everything. And then we cut into and kind of it's not quite the like over the shoulder, I'm looking at the person across from me kind of shot, but we're in closer and you get some of those, moments, especially as you're trying to see through what is like the mask and the makeup of Eric the Phantom's face versus like where is the actor underneath that. We just get some really stupid looking frames that I'm like, there's so many good reaction images out of this. When he's lurking, like when Christine and Raoul are having their heart to heart on the roof and the Phantom is just lurking above them on the statue and he just throws his arms up in despair. Like, no! Like, it's so silly. It's so funny.
That's the thing. Like, there's so much of this movie that's like the primordial soup of filmmaking where it's just like it's one of those early movies like where you're thinking, okay, they're just starting to get this. We're past like a trip to the moon. We're past like Cabinet of Dr. Caligari or however you pronounce it, like
Calamari,
Dr. Calamari, Zoidberg, and we're starting to like really get a base, but it's also still like we have to present this like it's a melodrama because we do not have the camera work to portray subtlety on screen.
Absolutely. Yeah, like we're still doing some theater melodrama, like
we're playing to the cheap seats, baby.
Heightened, exactly. Mm-hmm. I did read on the Wikipedia of the production of this movie though, and this is also where I'm just like, man, 1920s, what a fucking time. They started like this is Universal, as the producer and film house. They bought the rights and then scheduled to start filming in late 1924. Okay. They film October through November. They are editing in December. This thing premieres near the beginning of 1925.
Oh, so they cranked it out in like 3 months. That's insane.
Right? Yeah. Why can't we do that nuts.
Why can't we do that anymore?
Why do we have so much editing to do in post?
Why does it take 2 to 5 years to make a movie?
Because
why can't we just like do it?
They did practical effects in this shit.
Yes. And they filmed on location too for most of it. Like again, not everything was the Paris Opera House, but I believe a good chunk of it actually was, right? Yeah.
I feel like nowadays filming takes 2 or 3 months.
Right, no, and then we're just doing all this cleanup and coloring and post, like, whatever the fuck. It's like, what are we doing?
Just crank
What's
it out.
happening to this?
Just make movies. That's crazy.
I also appreciate, again, in the Wikipedia notes, so I don't have, like, the full sources for some of these, but
the whole ass movie is on Wikipedia. We could start up a watch along.
2 versions of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's multiple versions. There is a version that did have a score that's been lost, or the score is the films we have, but we've lost the score that originally was supposed to have gone with it when that was later added. But apparently there was some issue between what is it? Carl Lemel, who was the director for the film. Him and Chaney apparently had a lot of like
Lon Chaney.
Yes, Lon,
like, Richard?
Not Dick. No, Lon Chaney, who plays the Phantom, who plays Eric.
Don Chaney.
They had strained relations, as the article puts it. Especially Lon Chaney with the rest of the cast and crew as well. Rupert Julian, excuse me, who is the director. And I do like this, that apparently the director of photography, Charles Van Enger, according to him, Cheney.
Dick Cheney threw us off.
Nah, he did, as he always does. Cheney and Julian stopped talking to one another. Like your lead actor, your lead actor and your director are not speaking to one another. So your director of photography has to serve as a go-between. Again, from Wikipedia, he would report Julian's directions to Cheney, who would respond, "Tell him to go to hell." and Van Enger says, Lon did whatever he wanted, and I'm watching some of these shots of the Phantom, and I'm like, yeah, I can see that. You don't say.
At the same time, like, it's good that he did, because being one of the, early movie monsters inspires so many other things. Like the entire Universal movie monster franchise from, the 30s and 40s onward. Like, I don't think we get that without at least some inspiration from Lon Chaney's work as the Phantom and as Quasimodo.
It's wild that the Phantom never ended up being one of the Universal monsters.
Right, like kind of was. He's kind of scary, and then we went through this. How do we make it sexy though? Like
that
vampires.
wasn't for like another 40 years, 50 years.
Yeah, the whole thing is that there are so many different versions of the Phantom before Andrew Lloyd Webber's becomes like the primary one,
the defining one. Yeah,
that like you can take it in so many directions. There's a great Lindsay Ellis episode where she takes you through all the Phantoms, like before Webber and after, and sometimes the Phantom is Christine's dad, sometimes the Phantom is like not like in like the creepy lover way, like
but in the let me make you a prodigy way.
Got it.
Yeah. Sometimes there's two Raouls. They're there.
Yeah.
The only thing that nobody ever seems to get right is that, like, the original, like, guy who's, trying to track down the mystery is a guy from Persia, and everybody else after that was like, I'm going to skip that part, including, like, Lord Andy, who was just like, let's replace him with a white lady.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Replace them all, I say. I don't say that. I don't take that out of
context. It was a good run, folks. 100 episodes.
Well, we got 100 deep, and then we got anyway.
We got syndicated just in time for Bo to take us to One America News.
Boo. Well, speaking of, I was gonna say other less fun fact.
Okay.
The score that was
lost,
missing, not missing, whatever.
Yeah.
Also wild. This movie's an hour and a half. Like, it's a 90-minute film. By mid-November 1924. Principal photography was completed just before the end of the year of 1924.
Yes.
Editor Gilmore Walker assembled a rough cut of nearly 4 hours.
Sir, not crispy.
Right.
Not at all.
A silent movie for 4 hours?
4 hours,
right.
Brother. I'll go to a museum.
Right. And so, what was it? A score was prepared by Joseph Carl Braille. No information about the score survives other than Universal's release, presented with augmented concert orchestra, playing the score composed by Braille, composer of music for The Birth of a Nation.
Unfortunately.
So I'm kind of wondering, maybe there was a reason this disappeared.
Maybe they threw that one out. They're like, ooh, let's.
Right, like that's the thing. I'm kind of like,
Like, oh, Joe did that one. Ooh.
Hey, brother.
Brother. Ooh.
Can you imagine somebody in the Roaring 20s just being like, we've got to cancel this guy from the 1911 film festival.
Please.
And like some Gatsby looking motherfuckers just like, cancel culture's everywhere nowadays.
I do one last thing on this one specifically though, because again, I really love this is a fun one for its history. I think like you're absolutely right, where it's like Phantom in film is so much more interesting to me than Phantom in musical theater
because it sucks.
I love this. The first cut of the film previewed in January of 1925. Audience reactions were extremely negative and summed up by the complaint, "There's too much spooky melodrama. Put in some gags to relieve the tension."
There were some
this
gags.
Shit's scary. Where's the jokes? Where's the slapstick? Give me an anvil, please.
All I'm thinking of is like Andrew Lloyd Webber's like masterpiece, but with more like musical theater comedy. That's what we're missing.
I hate to bring it back, but you have the Phantom of the Opera playing, and the second you see people get sleepy, you're like, play the Tom and Jerry clip, quick, do it now.
Honestly, that kind of explains the 2004 version with the silly sword fight.
We're gonna give the people what they want 100 years too late.
There's just one like century-old person just like, bravo, it's just what I wanted.
Also, I really do love, I think your point about like song titles of the 1920s, the movie titles were pretty like, some of them are a little a lot of these I'm like, no, you've got me intrigued, tell me more. Because here's some honorable mentions that I have of just, again, the like master list of everything that came out in 1925.
Honorable mentions.
Some of these may be lost films. Some of them maybe exist that you can watch, but just based on title alone, The Keeper of the Bees.
Oh.
All Around Frying Pan. It's an American silent western.
No, don't tell me what it's about. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Okay.
The intrigue is good.
The Lost World, for those of you who know.
Sir Conan
Sure.
Doyle.
We haven't found it yet.
Not the Technicolor, but actually an even earlier Wizard of Oz from 1925.
That's wild. I did not know.
Right? That was the one I almost picked. And then I thought you were gonna pick that one. The Fighting Club. Not Fight Club.
Not Fight Club. The Fighting Club. Proper noun.
The Adventurous Sex.
Hell yes.
Pre-code, I see.
And Double Action Daniels.
My sex name.
Right? I'm like, can I get this as a drag name? That's great.
That's my porn name, Double Action Daniels. Excuse me? Awesome.
You just show up like Edward 40 Hands, but they're two things in Jack Daniels.
I thought you were going to say it's just both dildos.
No!
Just like on all the fingers, like, I'm double action.
I'm Double Action Daniel. God.
We're going to very different parties.
Oh, man. That has been this wild episode of the Liberal Artist Podcast. We're going to workshop these a little more in the future.
No, I don't
100 episodes and we still can't get it right. Damn it.
You gotta give the people what they want. They don't come here for competent podcasting.
They come here for the stupid authenticity that we can provide.
The people want gags and farces.
What is
that
authentic?
Hasn't changed 100 years, and that's still the same.
What is authentic?
Play the music. Play the song again.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Follow it. No, dude, it's fine. It's whatever. Follow us on our socials. Facebook. We're not on Facebook.
We're not on Facebook. Oh my God, we can't even do the outro right.
Follow us on our socials. We're on Instagram. We are starting a TikTok for reels and such, where you can get bite-sized clips of us being like we have been for the last hour. Join us next time when we predict what art will be famous 100 years from now. It's still Taylor Swift, you guys. Like she doesn't.
It's just Vines again. It comes.
Yes!
Vines, but like a fourth time.
We just keep digging up this grave, Victor Frankensteining Vine, and then burying it again. How many times are we gonna do this?
The monster resurrected for the fourth time is like, brother, would y'all let me rest?
Speak, my creation. Free Shavakadu.
Look at all those chickens.
Peace.
The Liberal Artists Podcast premieres every other Thursday on your favorite podcasting platform. The show is hosted by Bodio, Kaylie Horowitz, and Andy Gibson. You can find the show at Liberal Artists Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks to White Hot for performing the theme song Reflect, which can be found on freebeats.io. Now, I'm off to go exploring, and maybe, just maybe, I'll find a sheep that I can call my own. Good day.
Three, 2, 1.
You know, now that we've done this 100 times, you think I'd be better at it? But whatever.
We've clapped 100 times. My hands hurt.
Maybe by the next 100, you'll feel good about it.
Yeah.